Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. This week on our Magic Roundabout, we've got a Dinky Toys telephone service vehicle. I'm not sure whether it's an Austin or not, or a Ford. I'll have to double check. But it's number 261. It's been overpainted and paint's worn off and whatever. No tyres. So as you watch this go around and have a look, I'd just like to welcome any new friends to the channel. Welcome aboard, thank you very much. And welcome back all the old friends to the channel, the old guard. Thanks for sticking with me. Here we go. So, let's get this off the Magic, get it on a bench and have a good look at it. Let's have a look at this little beauty then, shall we? Nice little thing, this, quite small. What we're looking at here, let's have a shifty at the size. There you go, it's not very big. About 3 inches long. Just over an inch wide, inch and a quarter. Yeah, what do we got? Number 261. Telephone service van. God, they only just had enough room on that base plate to write all that, didn't they? Dinky Toys. Now this is a Morris Z series, a Morris Z series van. This one, I just had a look at it actually, looked it up. Yeah, telephone van. So you can see it's done in, there's two different greens. Somebody's painted it over like a black. I've just been looking at images of these Dinky Toys versions, and there is different shades of green. There's some lighter greens, medium greens, and some darker greens. So I suppose we'll go for middle of the road green if we can, or a green. What I've got over there, I'll have to have a shifty, see what I've got. Shouldn't take a lot of paint. Got a ladder on the top, which is still there. It looks like it's a hollow ladder, as you can see. It's just bent over. One rivet, a couple of headlights, and I bought the decals. I've got the decals here from, there you go, post office telephone services. That one goes on the door. Just about fit on the door actually, funny enough. And then that one goes on the crown goes on the side there. I'll tell you what, it's only just going to fit on that door, you know. It might stretch over a bit. I'll look on the images again, but that's definitely what it is. That's how I ordered them for this bad boy. I'll tell you what, there's not going to be a lot of spare room on here. $13mm. Oh yeah, we'll go on there. Just. That's a relief. I thought for a minute it ain't going to fit on. Deception. Oh, we'll put that in a minute and mess about. Right, okay. Let's get the drill out and get this. There's only one rivet in it. There. Post. It's got a hole already drilled in it, so let's go for it. Let's see if it'll lift up at that, shall we? Some of these base plates are a bit thin, so you have to be careful with them. Get as near to the post as you can. And try and lever it up with that. I think we're going to need a bit more. Get a bit of a roll round. Give it a bit of a roll round. That's got it. Where's she gone? That side's anyway. That side's gone. There you go. Then it hooks up the back. There you go. There's no bottom bar. See, that's a medium type of green in there. Base has got a few dings in it there. I shall leave the curve like that, stays there. The front is a bit twisted there, we'll straighten that out. Yeah, that curve stays in there in the back there. Yeah, got a nice little thing. And what have we got inside? Oh, that's where the ladder is attached. You can see in there, look. So we'll just bring them back a bit. One. Oh, careful we don't snap it off, because it's very, very thin. Just see the tags in there. That one. I'll have to get the long nose in there, won't I? Let's try these ones. Because they're a little bit twisted. And I won't be surprised if they don't break, because they're very, very thin. And we should be able to lift that from there now. I'll get this pokey thing and stick it in the hole at the back there, look. There. Try and lift it. There's a bit more in there, look. Should pop off now. There you go. That's it, that's your ladder. That's been squeezed in at that end. It's been squeezed in there, so we need to get that out. We'll do that in a minute when we've cleaned it off. I'm not going to put that in the caustic. The paint's flaking off this anyway. So, look. So I'll just wire brush that off, put that in there. That's your casting. So clean that up. And what I normally do with these is take it down to the shoulder there. The solid shoulder, I'll take it down to there so the base plate sits flat on that shoulder. Yeah, so that will take a minute and we'll get that drilled out. What we'll actually do is I drill that first while it's still got a little bit of a shield around it. That helps guide the drilling, and then when I've drilled what I need to do, I'll file the top off. There you go. So that's that, ready for stripping. The axles, usual format. Take the green off. Take the green off. Take the thin end. Take the thin end of the wedge. Take the thin end of the wedge off. I've done this loads of times now. People say to me, "Oh, you should show all the processes through the video." I said, "Yeah, but that takes ages." And not only that, I mean, people who've seen it before. I know there's people who haven't seen it and who want to see it, but I've got a beginner's guide that I've done. So if you want to have a look at that, because all this takes time. I don't mind showing a bit of it. I mean, I could fast forward it, but I don't want to do that. I don't like fast forwarded stuff. It does my head in when I see that. Because you don't actually see anything. I'd rather just do a short bit like this. And then I'm not sure on the tyre size on these. I've had a look at my tyre chart, but it doesn't cover this particular one. So I'm thinking I'm going to try a 15mm and see what they look like. Okay, well, it's certainly not a 12. I know that. Right, so that's that. That's that one off. There's those two off. I think the axles are the same length. Yeah. So I'm going to get this one off, then we'll get it in the caustic soda. Right, here's our little mice out of the caustic. I started doing some casting lines on this. There is across here, there and there, there and there, there and there. I've already made a start on this one. It's not too bad now. Got to go up to a little bit on that side there, a little bit more on there. That one's a bonnet, so that's okay. That really is the only bit. I think there's some, yeah, on the back of this arch here, there, on the back of there. There was one lump of dye on there, got rid of that. So basically, yeah, just get your file and start filing away. Get what you can out of it. Some of them, they leave a deep groove afterwards. Normally the paint fills it up, so you're not too bad. Get in there. Get in there with the edge of your file. Too bad there. Get in a little bit in there. So you're basically looking like that. And then we go with some sandpaper. Smooth it off. This is how we roll. Get all of them all the way down there. I've just been looking at Google Images on this Morris van, the Z van. And there's actually got this this one with the GPO or British Telecom or Telephone Services van, and a lot of the others now. A lot of them have got black wheel arches front. That's black. The front grille is black. And the bonnet is black, so it's black there, black down there, black arches. It's a wooden ladder. It's only a small wooden ladder because it didn't go up very far. They only went half up the house. Yeah, so we're going to have a look at see if we can mask that off and do that. But I'm going to carry on with these casting lines and see how we get on. Go on with the rest of those. Thought I'd give you an update on where we are with the little telephone van. She's been primed and rubbed down. Now what I'm doing now, I'm just framing the black on here because I work cack-handed, and when I'm doing big mud guards like this, I like to do the black first. But this has got black mud guards at the back, front and the back. It's got a black bonnet there and a black grille. So what I'm doing here, I'm just framing at the moment with the thinnest tape I've got. That was a broad tape, but this coming here is a thin tape because I've got to get alongside the light there. Okay, so this is the really thin tape I'm using in a minute for that. I've got an array of tapes over here which I've been using. I've got some of this, I've got some of the PVC, I've got your usual Tamiya's, I've got loads. So, okay, I don't very often use this really thin tape, but I'm going to just show you what I do. I'm just following the line where the joint of the mudguard and the side of the engine cover. I'm not going to show you all because it's so difficult to do it on camera. It's just basically following it around. Get as close to the edge of the bonnet side as you can. There. As you can appreciate, it's It's not the easiest thing to do while you've got a camera in front of you. But that should be about right there, same as that one coming down. And the bonnet one, that line there, I'll keep getting my thumb in the way. But you can see the bonnet line there, the grill line there, I've got to get that in there. So basically you've got a little bit of green comes in through there, like that there. So, well, we'll see how it turns out. Once I've got the line in where I want it, I'll get my toothpick and I just make sure that it's toothpick, cocktail stick, whatever you want to call it, and make sure it's flat. You'll see it change colour as I'm pushing against the black. You'll see it, and I'm hoping that's the where it should settle down. The quality of this tape is it's a Revel tape actually. I got it off for when I was doing some scale modelling. I bought a pack of it and it came reasonable, so I'm hoping I should be able to get a decent seal on this. We're looking about right at the minute. Trying to keep it in shot. As you can see, it's changing colour there, look, as it's pushing against, sealing against the black. This is the way I do my masking. You know, you choose your own way to do it. People put light on, put light, dark over light, which is really, I suppose, if there's any official way, that will be it. But when I'm doing this sort of thing, it's easier for me to mask it this way, even though it doesn't seem so at the minute, but it is, trust me, because I'm a cack-handed old bugger. So I make sure we tuck them in underneath there, keeps it a bit tighter. So that's where we are at the minute. So it's going to do, I just need to do along that line there, down there, and then fill that bit in, and then go around this arch there, okay, and then fill that, then I'm good to go with the green. So let me carry on with that then, because I'm not going to do it on camera, because I'm going to cock it up if I do. Okay, we got the masking tape off. It wasn't a total disaster, it was alright actually. This front end came out nice. Got it down there, and down this side, so that weren't too bad. Back wheel arches were a bit of a problem, but we got them in the end. So really, all in all, pretty pleased with that. This is the bit I was worried about at the front here, getting in between, getting that right in between there and there. But yeah, so the back was not too bad. I ended up doing most of that with marker pen, because I couldn't get the masking tape to sit on the right on the edge. But anyway, so that's that. So we're all done. And I used, the green I used was a laurel green. Okay, so that's that. Just down here, as you can see here, is the decals. You've got the crown and the post office. I've got the water on a sponge, and these were for black squares, so you have to cut them out. The post office goes on the side there, and the symbol on the back. So we're going to give it a go, see how we get on. So I think we'll start with getting the cotton bud out first, because you might need that. And a little bit of tissue, you might need that as well. Well, tissue, I'll say kitchen roll. You never know. Okay, let's get comfy. Drop these in here first. We'll drop in the one side first. Just drop them in the top of the sponge. That one. I can pick them up because I've now cut them. They're tiny. There. So they just sat on top of the sponge in there for a minute. I will poke them down just so they get wet, and then I'll flip them over to stop from curling. Well, the long ones anyway. I'll damp them on there. Well, that one's coming off already, that one. So right, they're ready to go already. That was quick. We'll drop them on the deck. There. And I get a little bit of water. The water in Majorca don't taste like water. Remember that advert? What was her name? Lorraine Chase? Drop that on there like that. I think we're pretty much okay there. So there you go, that's on there. Yeah, with these black square decals, if you want to cut them, get them as close as you can to the print. We'll just give that a little roll, very light roll, because these are only just big enough on there to get in there. There you go, that's got it. So that's that bit. And this little bit goes roughly in the middle here somewhere. I can pick it up. If I can pick it up, come on. Let me get a blade underneath it. Sometimes they're a little bit tricky to pick up. There you go. Maneuver that around a little bit. There you go. I haven't lacquered this yet. I'm going to lacquer it when I've done it to seal these decals in, and then we'll paint the details on afterwards. So that's one side. Okay, so I'm going to carry on do the other side, and then I'm going to lacquer it, and then we'll come back and do the details once it's all dried. Okay, there you go. Painting the ladder on the old telephone services. There you go. It's primed. Now I use Revel Aqua, and it's a thick paint, so you need to thin it, and it thins with water, or you can use their own colour mix. So we need to put a bit, this is their colour mix in this bit here, put a few drops in there, get it mixed up, makes it flow better. Don't worry about me getting it dirty, because I shall tip it all away when it's done. Yeah, it'll probably need a couple of coats. Now these are wooden ladders, as you gather, because I'm using brown. Get them bits of cobweb out of there in a minute. What they're doing in there, how they got in there, I don't know. We don't know how they got in there. Very unprofessional of me, that is, isn't it? Anyway. Yeah, you can put plenty on. Yeah, old wooden ladders. Yeah, the Revel Aqua paints come in lots of different colours. You got a silk and you got your matte. These aren't the tins, these are the sort of plastic bottles, because these aren't enamel, they're acrylic. But anybody's ever done a model, scale model of a Revel kit, you'll see their paint codes are a bit tricky, to say the least. And I tend to, so I went and bought all the range of their aqua colour, so I could get as near as I could with the match, which is pretty good. Some people don't like them. I think they're all right. They airbrush okay. Like I say, they are thick, but they do last a long time. I've had these quite a while now, and like I say, I like to use these as my go-to for this. And we do need to thin it down, because otherwise you'll get a lot of brush lines in it. So you need to keep it fairly thin. I shall give it a coat of lacquer anyway, so as long as it's looks like it's supposed to look, it's fine. There you go. There we are. So that'll go on top of that. I'll leave that there a minute. Right, that's it. It's all lacquered up now. There you go. Sealed in the decals. Quite nice. A nice shine to it. Just got to paint some details now. That's the base. I put the wheels back on now. Before anybody passes comment, I'm going to say, if you look at these tyres, now I've done this on purpose. I'll put a thinner width tyre on there, because if you look at the original photos, which I shall put in somewhere along the line here, you'll see two original photos, one black and white, one colour. And if you look at the hubs, they are quite big hubs, big wheels, so I say, with narrow, these be like the old radial tyres. Now, these 14mm smooths, and they look too chunky in my opinion. So I took artistic license and I put the narrower tyres on, and I think it looks better, in my opinion. But there you go. So, there you go. If you pass a comment saying they're the wrong tyres, that means you haven't watched this part of the video. So shame on you. Okay, here we go. Right, just a bit of banter there. Don't take offence. Right, so detail painting. I've got the polish out ready for later. Not a lot going on. Won't be a lot to detail painting on this. Try and keep it in shot if I can. A little bit on the headlights there. Will do. The door handles. They're funny door handles. They're like more like door knockers than door handles. I'm not sure if I'll do that bit. And in here, there were two little red light in there and in there, either side. This has got trafficators, as you can see, just there. It's got trafficators. They used to have trafficators back in the day there. Okay, and then later on they changed. They kept the trafficators in, obviously, but they put a little indicator on the stalk here, either side, as you'll see from one of the original photos that I shall put up maybe after this clip. So let's get on. Do what we can do. Check and make sure there's a little bit of crap there on there. All right. Now, shall we use what have we got here? We've got a dotting tool. Will that be? Do a bit bigger than that. Let me get away with that dotting tool. One of them. We'll have a go at that one. See if I can bugger this up. Ooh. It's not bad. Yeah, I'll get that with a brush, I think. That one there. I've gone a little bit skew-iffy on there. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. We'll get that off in a minute. So get that off in a minute when it's dried. I'll just get over that bit there, just on the edge there. Just on the edge. There you go. I'll sort that back out in a minute. I'm going to put a bit of silver on the back here for the lights. There and there. There you go. That'll do for that. That'll do for that. Right, okay. There you go. So that's that then. Let that dry. Put some red in for the back lights. Get rid of that little bit of silver on that front headlight. Then we are ready to assemble. Assembly. Let's get on with it then, shall we? Sorted out the front light. That's back on track. Done. Done a little bit of red in the back there. I'll put the number plate on the front as they were on the front wing there. This is against the metal. Normally they're sitting flat on a bracket, but I'm not doing that. Okay, so I've got the little back number plate there. Let's see if we can get this ladder in the right position. Let's just squeeze that in a bit, I think. See where we are. I think we're about right. Okay, there. That's it. That's in. These aren't the best of moulded brackets. These. I think we'll be alright with it. Let me just try and bend that slightly without scratching the paint. Yeah, I'm not going to risk it. Right. Okay. I'll tell you what, let me lift that off there. I'm not overly happy with that one. It's not sitting right with me, that, so we have to try and squeeze that in a tad. And that one. Try again. That's better. That's better. So if there's any light reflecting on the screen, it's because I've got the door open because the sun's out. And in this country, you've got to take advantage of any bit of sun. Right, there you go. I'll add it on. So it's sorted. So now, get it the right way around. Should you be able to hook that in there, like so. A little bit of pressure on that. Bit of super duper in here. a bit. Get the push it out. Hold for a second or two. Okay. Right, number plate on the back. It's going to be a bit skew with that because the base plate is bent. And we'll see what we can do. These are sticky, so number plates. I got these off eBay. There's plenty on there. So they're not hard to find. I was going to stick it there rather than on the there you go. That's on. So there we have it. Not rolling very well on there. But yeah. There we have it. Let's get it on the magic then, shall we? Oh, I'll have to give it a coat of polish. It's got to have a coat of polish, hasn't it? It's got to have a coat of polish. I'm not going to put you through that. Got me cutting the butter. Let's give it a coat of polish. All around there. On the roof. And the front. On the bonnet. Some of these had a black panel on the roof and some didn't. So don't take me to task over that. Right, okay. I'll let that haze up and I'm going to polish it up and we'll get it on the magic. This is what we started with, our little telephone service vehicle by Dinky. I think it's number 261. So have a look, see what we did with it, see if you like it. Have a look at this. Here we are then, all done and dusted. Our post office telephone service van. It's the Morris Z van with the narrow track tyres on. All painted up, number plates, a few extra details, painted the ladder, got the padlock on the back with the clasp, door handles. Yeah, so it's coming out quite nice. Nice little wagon that. Yeah, Morris Z van. In laurel green and black. Well, I hope you like this one. Look forward to your comments, as usual. Yeah, I've been after doing this for quite a while, actually. And I thought, you know what, I'll dig it out and do it. And I dug it out and we've done it. Okay then. You know, I'll watch this go round. Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Appreciate your comments, and whatever you're doing, be happy. Hopefully you'll be lucky, and we'll see you all again next week with another restoration. I think next week it's a DMC challenge of any American vehicle, so see what I'll come up with, shall we? So that's bye for now. We'll see you later, alligator. And watch it go round again. And we'll stop it round about here any minute now and cut.